When the mom cat gave birth to her kittens, she was very tired. She had found a quiet corner in the living room, inside a soft blanket box that her owner had set up for her. The kittens were tiny, with eyes still closed and bodies so small they looked like little balls of fur. They made soft sounds as they tried to move close to their mother for warmth and milk. The mom cat licked each one carefully, making sure they were clean and safe. In the same house lived a big German Shepherd dog. He was strong, smart, and very protective of the family. At first, he did not understand what was happening when the kittens arrived. He smelled something new in the house, something small and fragile. He walked slowly to the blanket box, his ears up and tail wagging carefully. The mom cat lifted her head and looked at him. She did not hiss. She did not swat. She was tired, but she trusted him. She had seen how gentle he was before. The dog lay down close to them, his big body stretched out on the floor. He watched the kittens move, his eyes soft and curious. Every time one of the kittens made a tiny cry, he tilted his head as if to check if something was wrong. The mom cat seemed to relax more with him nearby. It was like she knew he would guard them. As the days passed, the German Shepherd became a helper. When the mom cat wanted to eat or drink water, she sometimes left the kittens. She would return quickly, but in those short moments, the dog kept his eyes on the kittens. He never touched them with his mouth, but he kept his nose close, sniffing gently, as if counting them to make sure all were still there. One night, when the house was quiet, one little kitten crawled out of the blanket. It was still too small to walk far. It moved slowly on its tiny legs and ended up on the floor, away from its mother. The German Shepherd noticed right away. He lowered his nose, sniffed the kitten, and very carefully nudged it with his nose until it slid back toward the others. The mom cat opened her eyes, saw what he had done, and let out a soft purr. It was like she was saying thank you. Day by day, the bond grew stronger. The German Shepherd learned to listen for every sound the kittens made. If one cried louder than usual, he would stand and look into the box until the mom cat settled it. Sometimes, when the mom cat stretched out to rest, the dog would curl his body around the box like a wall. His big frame kept the kittens safe from being stepped on or bothered by anything else in the house. The owners of the house noticed this friendship and were amazed. They had worried that the dog might be jealous or rough, but instead he became a gentle guardian. They often saw him licking the mom cat's head in a soft way, like he was showing respect. The mom cat never pushed him away. She allowed it, because she knew he was a friend. When the kittens got a little bigger, they started exploring. Their eyes opened, and they stumbled around on wobbly legs. The German Shepherd would lie down very still so they could climb on his paws and tail. Sometimes they tried to bite his fur with their tiny teeth, but he never got upset. He only wagged his tail slowly, letting them play. The mom cat watched, and even though she stayed alert, she did not stop them. She knew the dog would not hurt them. One morning, the smallest kitten wandered too far across the living room. The floor was smooth, and the kitten slid a little as it tried to walk. The German Shepherd followed, staying close so it would not fall or get stuck. When the kitten became tired and started meowing, the dog barked once, softly, to call the owners. The owner came, picked up the kitten, and placed it back in the box. The dog wagged his tail, satisfied that the kitten was safe again. Every day was like this. The mom cat fed her kittens, cleaned them, and kept them warm. The German Shepherd guarded them, guided them, and even played with them when they were ready. Together, they made a perfect team. The family grew used to seeing this unusual friendship. They took many photos and videos, smiling at how the big dog and the small kittens shared the same space with so much trust. The house felt warm and happy, filled with love from animals that cared for each other even though they were different. As the kittens grew stronger, they started running, jumping, and chasing each other around the room. The German Shepherd became their climbing mountain. They would crawl on his back, slide down his side, and hide under his legs. He never complained. If they got too rough, he would just get up and walk slowly to another spot, and they would follow him like little shadows. The mom cat seemed grateful for the help. She could rest more, knowing that the dog was there to watch over her babies. Sometimes she would even lie close to him, her kittens between them, as if sharing the job of parenting. Weeks passed, and the kittens grew into playful young cats. But even then, the German Shepherd kept watching them. The bond that started when they were tiny never went away. The family often said it was like the dog had adopted them as his own children. The mom cat and the German Shepherd showed something special, that love and care can exist across different kinds of animals. They did not speak the same language, but they understood each other in simple ways, through trust, kindness, and gentle actions. The kittens kept growing, and each day brought something new. Their legs became stronger, and their steps less wobbly. They began chasing each other around the living room, their tiny paws tapping across the floor. The German Shepherd always lay nearby, his eyes following them with quiet patience. One kitten liked climbing the couch. It struggled, slipping down a few times, but it never gave up. The German Shepherd walked over and stood close. The kitten used his big paw as a step and finally pulled itself up. The dog wagged his tail, as if proud. The mom cat watched from her blanket, her eyes calm. She trusted him more than ever. Sometimes the kittens hid under the table. Their small meows echoed as they played hide-and-seek. The German Shepherd lowered his head and peeked at them, his nose brushing the floor. When they ran out, he barked softly, not to scare them, but like he was joining the game. The kittens jumped at his tail, chasing it like it was a toy. The family often laughed at these moments. They would sit on the couch and watch the animals as if watching a show. "Look at them," the father said one evening. "The dog thinks he's their babysitter." The children clapped, cheering when the kittens climbed onto the German Shepherd's back. One rainy night, thunder shook the house. The loud sound scared the kittens. They ran quickly to their blanket box, huddling close to their mom. The German Shepherd stood up and walked over. He curled his big body around the box, blocking the noise and flashing light. The kittens pressed against their mother, calmer with him so close. The mom cat purred, her sound soft but steady. The family watched, touched by the quiet teamwork. As the weeks passed, the kittens learned to eat solid food. They gathered around small bowls, their whiskers dipping into the food. The German Shepherd stayed nearby, his tail thumping each time one of them meowed. He never tried to eat their food. He only waited until the family gave him his own. It was like he knew the kittens came first. One afternoon, the back door was left open by accident. A curious kitten stepped outside onto the porch. The sun was bright, and the air smelled of grass. The kitten wandered to the edge, close to the steps. The German Shepherd noticed at once. He rushed over and blocked the kitten with his body. He nudged it back inside gently, his eyes alert. The family saw this and quickly shut the door. "Good boy," the owner said, patting his head. The dog wagged his tail, proud again. The kittens also grew braver in play. They started chasing small balls and strings the children left around. The German Shepherd joined in sometimes. He would push the ball with his nose, rolling it across the room. The kittens ran after it, their little legs moving fast. When they caught it, they batted it with their paws. The dog lay down and watched, his ears twitching each time they squeaked in excitement. At night, when the house was quiet, the mom cat sometimes left the kittens with the German Shepherd. She stretched out in another corner to rest. The dog stayed awake longer, his eyes half closed but always aware. If one kitten climbed out of the blanket box, he gently pushed it back. If another meowed too loudly, he looked over until it settled. He had become more than a guard. He was like a second parent. As months went by, the kittens grew into strong young cats. They no longer needed the blanket box. They spread across the living room, climbing furniture, exploring hallways, even watching birds through the window. The German Shepherd still followed them. He walked slowly when they ran too far. He barked when something outside made noise. He kept them safe in every small way. The mom cat and the German Shepherd often rested together now. The cats curled between them, a little family that had formed without words. The owners always said the same thing when they looked at them. "This is love." And it was. And so, in that quiet home, the big German Shepherd and the little kittens lived together peacefully, proving that friendship can come from the most unexpected places. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this peaceful story, please like to encourage me in doing more of these stories, share with families and friends, comment to say your thoughts about the video, and subscribe for more heartwarming pet moments. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell, so I get to notify you when I post new video. See you next time.